Hey guys, this is MKL from the 8-Way Run Boards. I'm the moderator for the Yoshimitsu board along with Hajime, and I'm here with a introduction video to Yoshimitsu, the actual character, how he plays, what you need to do as him, and what you need to do against him. Today we'll be going over analysis of the character and how he plays, punishment guide, notable moves, his brave edges, a really brief introduction to his just frames, some stances, a few gimmicks maybe, and some combos. And after that we'll probably just be out. So let's get into it. The analysis of the character. Yoshimitsu is a close range character who really lives or dies on how well he can interrupt the opponent's offense and run his own, because he has a 10 frame interrupter that on counter hit leads to a full combo, well, several full combos depending on how you want to use it, and that's his main thing he wants to be running. He also really is good at running mix-ups and just being really weird and annoying. A lot of his moves have really strange startups that are hard to read. Like, that's not really one of them, but I know a lot of people who can't actually quite read that. But that's another matter. So yeah. So after that, we'll get into a punishment guide, which is punishment in any fighting game means when they use a move, they are locked in the frames of the animation, and in that instance you can put a move out there and hit them for free damage. So he has a 9 frame Punisher that not too many people use. I don't think there's a certain instance in the entire game where you'll use it as a Punisher, but full crouch Manji Car Fist like that is 9 frames. Perfect input. I don't think there's too many lows you'll block that'll be -9 or anything like that. But yeah. After that, 10 frame Punisher is standing Manji Car Fist. That is purely to gain frame advantage if you use that for a Punisher, since it's only 10 damage. So really, I don't know too many instances you'll want to be using that, because it has to be pretty frame perfect to get it to punish a -10 move. There are instances where you'll want to use it though. After that, his 12 frame AA. That's a nice standard AA. Natural combo, high. It's pretty generic. His 13 frame punish is 2A. It's the only instance you use this instead of AA is when the move they used leaves them in full crouch, in which the AA will whiff, and whiffing in this game is pretty fucking terrible. So use 2A and get that frame advantage. That's +8 on hit, and that is definitely what Yoshi wants to be at. 14 frame punish is BB. That's 32 damage, and it is 14 frames, so you can punish quite a bit. Not every character in the game has a 14 frame BB, so that's definitely an asset. And after that, his 15 frame punish, which is one of his best, is his 6K. That is 48 damage, 15 frames. It's a high, and it's super punishable on block, so you really want to be on point with this. But yeah, it's really good 15 frame punish. It's definitely not a stab or anything like that, but 48 damage is 48 damage, so take it. After that, his 16 frame punishes, he has 2 of them. The first one is obviously CE. That's 120 damage for a stock. And you really want to, not 110 damage without counter it, yeah. But you really want to take note of what moves are -16 and like how you can punish them, because 110 damage is pretty fucking big. After that, his other 16 frame punish I want to make note of is this frame perfect at 16 frames. So if Natsu did 66B, can I get it frame perfect? I don't think so. I'm not very good at this. I don't use it as a punish. There we go. Got it. I don't really use it as a punish, but there are some matchups where you'll have to use that as a punish, because it's pretty much his only meterless punish on some moves. Like on 66B, you can use 2B and 3K. Not quite 3K. 2B punishes, and that's only 4 less damage than 4-4BB, and you won't actually have to risk actually missing that input. But I don't know, they're like the moves you want to be punishing with 4-4BB are a well-spaced serve A slide B, Pira 3B, Natsu 6-6B, Ezio 6K2 on hit from like a pretty tip range. Those are all instances you want to be using that. But in a lot of those instances, 2B works just as well. Every time you can get 2B off. After that, you have 3B as a punish, which is 17 frames. It's his standard launch, leads to a bunch of stuff, and that's pretty much where he tops out. You really aren't going to get too many better things as a punisher, since you have a CE and a launcher up to then. So we'll move on to notable moves. We can just look in his main moves, and a lot of his good stuff is in here. Samurai Cutter, 214A. This move is seeable, and it leads to a full combo with Door Knocker 3B for 63 damage. You don't want to be using it as a low that mixes people up, really, unless you really like mind locked your opponent. You want to use it because it tech crouches instantly and it tech steps. So if I was against Pira, I could 2-4A in between her 6-6B Brave Edge and get a 63 damage punish on it. There's a lot of instances of that. Nightmare's 4K Brave Edge. Yeah, in between that you can use 2-4A. Or if you just read an AA, right under it. So it's really good. One of his really good moves. Shrine, that's his launcher. We kind of covered that already. Zigzag is 6KK. Really never ever use the second K. I don't know when you would ever honestly want to use that. This is, along with Manjikar Fist, his best move, I think. It is a 19 frame low from crouch, and if you do it instantly, it's 20 frames, which is still very well within the realm of unseeable. Leads to RCC 3B for 40 damage, and that's pretty damn good. Door Knocker, only time you're ever going to use this is in combos. Kabuki, this is a step killer, but it's not a very good one unless you Brave Edge it. Dragonfly Sweep, we'll get into that with stances. You'll never really ever want to use this. It's 3 frames slower than the actual just frame input of it, but it does have a more reach. We'll get into these with the Brave Edges, and I'll go over combos myself. So some other moves I'd like to cover. 4B, it's a great move, and it pretty much is one of his best frame traps for IMCF on block. A lot of people know to look for this in any moves he has that leave him at neutral, because they know that you have Manjikar Fist and that hurts really bad, you know. So some other ones, 6-6A plus B, you'll definitely want to be using that. It really damages guard. 3K. It's a good step catcher, and it's really long reaching. Not as long reaching as 2B, but still very good. Another good step catcher and back step catcher is 4-4A. It's pretty slow, but it can be used pretty effectively. Some other ones. If you use 3-3B instead of 6-6B, you can do the shark attack combo with it. That's good to know. I don't really like to use it too much because it's kind of gimmicky. But another thing to note is on counter hit, it launches. And you can get a standard launch combo off of it. After that, we could just get into his Brave Edges really quick. He has 6-6A Brave Edge, which is a natural combo. It kills step pretty hard, but on block the first hit, if they block the first hit, they can step the second, or they can just guard it and punish you pretty fucking hard. But the good thing about it is you get a lot of combos off of it. That's my favorite. It's a really simple combo, and it leads to pretty equal damage to most other combos off of that. But there's a lot of other things you can do with it for ring out purposes, because this is a really good ring out tool. Like, even this combo, if you're near an edge, that'll ring out pretty well. If I used 4-4A Brave Edge right there, it becomes a damn near Doom combo like Hilda from SC4. But of course it's a half a meter, so it's not exactly super overpowered. My favorite Brave Edge is 3A Brave Edge, 3AB Brave Edge, because it is counter hit confirmable. And the easiest way to confirm this, I think, is to look on your side of the screen and look for the counter bar. When that comes up, you'll have plenty of time to confirm the Brave Edge. So you input 3A, look for the counter, input ABK, and boom. You got 71 damage? Can't really see. Yeah, 71 damage, but you can do a bunch of things with this. Can you not honestly get? Oh, let me check that out. You might be able to. Whatever. His other Brave Edge is 6B Brave Edge. It's bootleg Manji Carve Fist. It's I-13, so it's slower than the normal input, but it has longer reach. And if you're just feeling a little stressed or like under pressure, you can use it so you know for sure it comes out. Like in this situation, if I didn't want to risk it, you know, I could get it. I could use a full bar for it and get that Doom combo if I nailed the just frame. Otherwise, you really don't want to be spending half a bar on something that, you know, is going to lead to something you can get meterless. And with that, I could get into just frames just a little bit. A lot of people, their first question on how to play Yoshimitsu is, how do I do Manji Carve Fist? How do I do 4A just frame A, blah blah blah? How do I do A slide B plus K? And you really don't want to be focusing on those if you're just picking the character up, because those are really advanced options, and you don't want to forget about all of his other options and just try to learn his really advanced stuff, because you'll just end up being a garbage player who can Manji Carve Fist. So yeah, with IMCF the input is 2A slide B. It's really key that you do it as quick as possible, and the down be pretty close, if not on top of the A. There's a lot of techniques you can use to get this consistently. I use my shoulder buttons and I slide them to actually do it. But if you're on an arcade stick, it's super easy to slide those two buttons. if I'm on an arcade stick, I'll use my nail and slide from A to B with a down motion, and that works really well because it just goes straight across. You get it pretty consistently like that. The other one is A slide B plus K, and this is everyone's favorite one in this game because for some reason it's 20 times harder than it was in Soulcalibur 4. The key to this one is you want to release the A as soon as possible and then slide to the B plus K. It's huge because in Soulcalibur 4 you could bind to B plus K and press A and then press B plus K and get it pretty consistently, but in this game, like, it needs such a sensitive A release that, I mean, you have to slide it like Monty Car Fist, pretty much. But it is very, very useful to learn that move because after a launch, it can lead to ring outs. It can lead to death copter gimmicks. I covered the death copter in my last video, so it's always good to learn this. His other just frames are, I mean, they're all really situational ones. Like 4A just frame. That I made a SoundCloud video for the timing for this, and it's really all timing. You don't want to really watch Yoshi on screen, you just want to get this timing down, because when you feel it, you can get it pretty consistently. But it's like tick 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 tick. Just listen to my SoundCloud, I'll link it. His other ones are, wait, I'll go back to that. 4A, the just frame of it, if you nail the whole just frame, he can still fall over. So it kind of sucks in that respect. But if you do actually recover, you can do some really ridiculous shit. You can go right back into 4A, the just frame, and get double the ring out distance. Yeah, so that's pretty good. He also has 1A Brave Edge, which I've never been able to do. Oh, close. I don't think I've ever been able to do it. But this is another one that has random recovery, but it's not really useful. I can't think of too many instances except in wall combos where you could honestly use it since it has random recovery. Another one is 1K Brave Edge. Not Brave Edge, 1K Just Frame. And this one, as you can see, 100% of the time will recover, which is kind of nice. I mean, this is an underrated move because you can duck into it and do it, and it's a guard break low that's safe if you nail it. It's pretty punishable if you don't, but if you do, I mean, it recovers 100% of the time. So you definitely at least want to think about learning to use this one. All his other ones are like some weird stuff, you know. Like he has a bunch of the suicide just frames. He has this, just a bunch of ones that we don't need to get into. After that, we can get into lows. Not lows. We can get into stances. And this is the best part of Yoshi. He has a bunch of really gimmicky stances that you can confuse your opponent with. We'll start out with my favorite stance, Flea, which tech jumps super quickly so you can avoid lows, and punish them with Flea K A plus B, well, Dragonfly A plus B, and that leads to humongous damage for a read. He also has a Flea B, which is a launcher on counter hit, and if you hold it, it's neutral on guard, and it's a launcher completely on normal hit if you hold it. He also has Flea Hold K, which is a low, but it's pretty awful since it leaves him on the ground. And then he has like, I won't get too in depth with these stances, but he has like Flea Spark, Flea 6-6, which is really punishable on a hit, like Mitsurugi 2KB style. So if you're seeing that, definitely punish him, because it is unseeable. It's like some crazy like I9 or something, if not quicker. But it's negative 15 or 16, if not worse. You'll definitely be able to get something off on him and make him never want to use that again. Next is Dragonfly, which is most scrub players' favorite stance online, since if they're on a bad connection, the Dragonfly B and Dragonfly K become pretty damn unseeable. But yeah, we'll go over it. Dragonfly B is 30 frames, and it's safe on guard, which looks pretty damn good on paper, because on hit, even on normal hit, you get that. But it is mixed up with GGFK, which if you hit that, it leads to a full combo, which is pretty much equivalent to 214A's bread and butter combo. The thing is 2-1. Well, Dragonfly B and Dragonfly K are so different in frames. Like the K is I-21, I believe. Yeah, that you can effectively duck this stance if you see it, and then just wait for the B, since everything else in the stance is high. And when you see the B, boom, stand guard it, and you can do it pretty consistently. Most top players can, so you should definitely learn to block that stance consistently like that. The next one is Meditation K. Well, Meditation in general, which leads to Meditation K, Meditation B, Meditation A, and a bunch of other goofy shit like that. We won't get into those goofy uses really, but the one thing to know about this stance is that it is pretty fucking awful. It can be used pretty well against characters who don't have good backsteps, but against characters who have even a decent backstep, if they see you go into that, all they have to do is wait for you to flash a little green, boom, backstep, and they backstep everything you can throw out. And it almost always leads to a launch. So definitely something to know about. But yeah, so I don't like that stance that much. But if you're finding an opponent can't handle it or doesn't know that you can backstep it, Meditation K and A are an effective mix-up. One's a low, which after patch is pretty punishable on block, obviously, but on hit it's like really bad now too. And Meditation K, which is a huge launcher, and it's safe on block. This is a pretty good move, leads to really good damage with 8A after it. But yeah, after that we got Super Dragonfly. This one, the main mix-up with it is Super Dragonfly B and Super Dragonfly A. It's not really such a mix-up because you can actually see the A. So if you sidestep the B just when you see the stance, you'll have time to block the A if it's coming down. So it's not really a mix-up, but you can still catch a few people. What I like to do instead of A is if they're stepping it, I'll press back to realign myself with them, and then just come down with the B anyways. I mean, look how much damage that is. If you do catch him in step, you get a whole lot of damage. That's counter hit damage, but hey. And then after that, he's got some goofy shit with Dragonfly K, Dragonfly B plus K, Dragonfly 2B plus K, all that goofy shit. Definitely won't be going into that. Let's get into some combos. So, his standard bread and butter with IMCF is, let's see here. There's a few different things you can do. You can do this. That is IMCF 66B Door Knocker 3B. door knocker is 6B plus K, B, 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 B. I just mashed the B. And then 3B after it. Or you can do IMCF, RCC, 3B, 6K. Essentially, you're just getting a launch out of IMCF then. And then after the launch, you can do a bunch of different stuff. Those are your two really good options, I think, out of it. And then for your launch, you have a few options. You can do 3B6K, which is a decent chunk of damage, or you can do 3B A slide B plus K into not into door knocker. On some characters that does work, but go into the death copter mix up, which you can watch my last video, and it covers that pretty well. And that leads to pretty good damage if you catch an opponent who doesn't really know how to deal with it and keeps teching. Like, that's half bar damage. Or you can even get into this stuff, which is really difficult to do. But if you can master that, you can do really, really good ring out damage. Like, if you don't actually ring them out, your damage is still good. But you can get damn near Hilda Doom combo shit with 4A. The only thing is that it's random recovery, so it kind of sucks in that aspect. Those are what you really want to focus on with your launcher of 3B. Another combo I want to go over is 1K. 1K AA is really good damage, and it's safe. 1K is safe on block. It's a little slow, but it tech crouches really, really quickly. And there are a few things you can do after this. The thing about AA is you go into Super Dragonfly and it does a little bit of damage, which kind of sucks unless you immediately cancel it. Well, it'll still do damage, but if you do stay in Super Dragonfly, you'll have a whole lot more life taken out. So if you don't want to lose any life, you can press G after it and do 2A plus B into 6A plus B. It does 1 less damage, but it gives you more meter, and you don't get any life taken off. So, I mean, really, I think more people should be using that. Or you can even do some goofy stuff. I can't really hit that very often. I don't know, it's a weird timing, but yeah, you can press G and go into 4A, the just frame for it. Some other weird combos. I'll go into more advanced ones really quickly, just so you can see them. Let's see here. Like this. Oh. I don't ever use this really, so let's see if I can hit it. It has a really weird timing. But 3-3A plus B, and yeah, there we go. 3-3A plus B, for some reason, allows you enough time to get Manji Car Fist off. And you can do your bread and butter Manji Car Fist combos after it. And what are some cool advanced combos? I always like this one. Well, I guess they're not really advanced. It's just like combo starters into Manji Car Fist. That's what I usually use. Or like this, you know? I can't even... Yeah. But I always like this one. On counter hit, 4-4B, cancel B, leads to that combo. But yeah, if you want to know any more combos, you can go to the thread on 8-Way Run. And we got a pretty good comprehensive list on there for it. But otherwise, that is the end. I'll probably be coming out with a character punish video. I'll probably do one after the other for a while until I get rid of them. But yeah, until next